Hey there, and welcome to the deep dive. Ever feel like you're just juggling way too many things?
Oh, definitely.
Like your to-do list is just massive and your brain feels like, I don't know, a browser with 50 tabs open.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've all been there, that feeling of just being totally swamped. Could be a messy house or maybe a really hectic work day,
Or just, yeah, everything hitting you at once, that general sense of things being kind of out of control.
Hmm.
So today we're going to dive into some really useful English words and phrases, things that help you, well, describe those chaotic moments.
And importantly, how to talk about finding your way out of them, too.
Exactly. Think of it as your linguistic toolkit for dealing with the everyday whirlwind. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Huh?
So let's maybe start with a scenario, something relatable to set the scene.
Good idea. Okay, picture this. It's your very first day at a new job. You walk in, maybe expecting, I don't know, a nice calm welcome.
Yeah, a bit of orientation, someone to show you the ropes.
Right, but instead you walk into, well, total chaos.
Okay, yeah. Describe it. What does that look like?
Maybe people are rushing about like mad. Phones are just constantly ringing, buzzing.
Nonstop.
Yeah, and then someone like trips and drops a huge stack of papers everywhere.
Oh no, classic first day nightmare fuel.
And then your new boss, who you've barely met, asks you to find some obscure file, something you've obviously never heard of.
Right, a file that might not even exist. So yeah, that initial feeling, it's just total chaos, isn't it?
That's the perfect phrase.
Oh.
Total chaos, utter disorder, confusion.
You just don't know where to even start.
But okay, what happens next is key,
Yeah.
right? Instead of just, freaking out.
Which is tempting.
Totally tempting. But maybe you decide to just pause, just stop for a second and take a deep breath.
That pause. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. It's like creating a tiny little island of calm for yourself amidst all the storm.
Exactly. And from that calm spot, maybe you decide, okay, focus small. Let me just organize my desk. This little corner is mine.
Or figure out, okay, what's one thing I can actually do right now? Make a list, maybe.
Yeah, or find just one person who looks slightly less frantic and ask for a little guidance.
Right. And even if the whole office is still buzzing around you, you're starting to bring some order to the chaos, at least in your immediate vicinity.
It's not perfect. Maybe the overall situation is still messy, but you're making progress. You're taking control of something.
Which leads us nicely into some of that key vocabulary we mentioned. We've already used total chaos.
Right. Complete lack of order. Like after the festival ended, the park was left in total chaos.
Perfect example. And then there's take a deep breath.
Ah, yes. So useful. Literally, breathing in deeply to calm your nerves.
But we use it figuratively all the time, don't we? When something stressful happens.
Definitely. Like, okay, the presentation is starting in 5 minutes. Just need to take a deep breath.
Or when I saw how much work there was, I had to take a deep breath before diving in. Calming yourself down before acting?
And connecting back to our scenario, bring order to the chaos.
Yeah, I like that one. It's about actively making a messy situation, well, less messy, more organized.
Like the event manager quickly brought order to the chaos when the microphone stopped working. Taking charge.
Or maybe it took all weekend, but I finally brought some order to the garage.
Huh. I think many people can relate to that one. You also mentioned the phones earlier.
Ah, yes, phone's ringing off the hook.
Such a great visual, isn't it? Like the phone is literally jumping because it's ringing so much.
Yeah.
Non-stop calls.
Exactly. Usually means it's incredibly busy or something major has happened, like customer service phones were ringing off the hook after the website crashed.
Total overload. Okay,
Right.
here's another colorful one. Running around like a headless chicken.
Ha! Yeah, that's a classic.
It paints quite a picture, right? Lots of frantic energy rushing about.
But achieving very little. No real direction or purpose, just flapping, basically.
So if someone says, sorry I'm late, I've been running around like a headless chicken all morning, what do they mean?
They mean they've been incredibly busy, probably stressed, but not necessarily effective. Just frantic.
Got it. Okay, how about we try a quick role play, put some of these into action.
Yeah, let's do it. You start.
Okay. Hey, how was your first day at the new place? Heard it's pretty busy over there.
Oh, you have no idea. It was, well, total chaos, honestly. My computer wasn't set up. The phones were just ringing off the hook.
Seriously, nonstop.
Constantly. And nobody seemed sure what tasks I was supposed to start with. I felt completely lost.
Wow, that sounds awful. Really stressful. What did you end up doing?
Well, first, I literally had to just stand there and take a deep breath. Like, okay, don't panic.
Good move.
Then I just grabbed a notebook and made a list of like the absolute basics I needed. Who's my main contact? Where's the coffee machine?
Essential questions.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
just started asking people one by one. Slowly, very slowly, I managed to bring a little bit of order to the chaos, at least at my own desk.
Wow, well done. I think I would have just been running around like a headless chicken, bumping into things.
See, it flows quite naturally once you know the phrases. And notice how taking a deep breath was the first step towards bringing order to the chaos.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's think about some other situations too, like maybe someone's just moved house.
Oh, yeah. You could easily say, my apartment was just all over the place after the move. Boxes, suitcases, stuff everywhere. It was total chaos for days.
Definitely been there. Or think about a meeting that goes wrong.
Right. You could say, the discussion started okay, but then people started shouting and it just got out of hand.
Got out of hand. That's another good one for when things become uncontrollable, chaotic.
Exactly. It slips from order into chaos.
And then on the positive side, the opposite.
Well, you could say something like, after spending Saturday cleaning and organizing, I finally felt like I had things under control again.
Get things under control.
Yeah.
So regaining that order, pulling things back from the brink of chaos.
Precisely. It's the goal, isn't it?
It really is. Okay, you ready for a little practice? For everyone listening?
Let's do it. I'll give a sentence with a blank. You think about which phrase fits best.
Okay, fire away.
First one. The kitchen looked like after we tried that complicated new recipe.
Sounds messy. I'm going with total chaos.
Spot on. Okay, next. I felt completely trying to learn the new software in just one afternoon.
Ooh, that sounds tough. Maybe in over my head, like too difficult.
Excellent. In over your head when a situation is too much for you to handle. Perfect.
Okay, what else?
How about this? He was trying to pack for his trip at the last minute, couldn't find his passport, forgot his toothbrush.
Huh. That's definitely running around like a headless chicken, all flustered.
Exactly. Good one. Okay, last one. It took a while, but the team leader managed to after the unexpected budget cuts were announced.
Bringing calm back. Bring order to the chaos.
Fantastic. Or you could potentially say, get things under control, depending on the nuance. Both work well there.
Great. So for everyone listening, now is a good time to reflect a bit. Think about a time you experienced some kind of chaos.
What did it actually feel like? Which of these phrases we talked about today, total chaos, in over your head, running around like a headless chicken, really captures that feeling?
And what did you do? Did you take a deep breath? Did you manage to bring order to the chaos or get things under control? How?
It's really useful to connect these phrases to your own life. Maybe even write down a couple of sentences or tell someone about it using the new vocabulary. It helps it stick.
Definitely. So just to quickly recap our deep dive today, we've looked at some really handy English expressions for talking about chaos and, crucially, navigating it.
We covered total chaos, take a deep breath, phones ringing off the hook, feeling in over your head, running around like a headless chicken.
And the more positive actions, bring order to the chaos, get things under control. And we also touched on things getting out of hand.
Yeah, quite a toolkit there.
Right.
They're all super useful for describing those moments when life feels, let's face it, a bit much.
But also for talking about how we regain our balance, how we find that control again.
And remember, that feeling of chaos, it's usually temporary. It passes.
Absolutely. And just understanding the language to describe it, plus taking those small, focused steps, maybe starting with that simple, deep breath, that can really help you find your way through.
Well said. Thanks for diving deep with us today. Keep practicing these phrases.
Yeah, and the next time things feel a bit chaotic, you'll know exactly what to say. We'll catch you next time for another deep dive. Until then, take care.
Bye, everyone.